Asif Choudhury has spent much of his life immersed in complex medical environments, yet his impact today unfolds in quieter, more personal ways. After stepping away from clinical work, Asif Choudhury continues to draw from decades of medical knowledge to inform how he lives, thinks, and engages with the people around him. His focus has shifted from structured medical settings to everyday conversations and practical habits that support long-term wellness. Rather than separating past experience from present life, Asif Choudhury has found ways to integrate medical insight into daily routines and shared moments. This approach reflects a belief that knowledge is most valuable when it helps people make thoughtful choices in ordinary circumstances. The medical training of Asif Choudhury shaped how he approaches health beyond professional settings. Years of studying disease prevention, nutrition, and human physiology created habits that remain part of his everyday life. These habits are not rigid rules but informed choices grounded in awareness. Asif Choudhury pays attention to diet, movement, and rest as foundational elements of well-being. He understands how small decisions made consistently can influence long-term outcomes. This understanding guides how he structures meals, stays active, and manages stress. His approach is practical rather than prescriptive, emphasizing balance and sustainability. One of the most meaningful ways Asif Choudhury continues to make an impact is through informal conversations. Family members, friends, and community contacts often seek his perspective on common health concerns. In these moments, Asif Choudhury does not position himself as an authority figure. Instead, he listens carefully and shares general guidance rooted in experience. These exchanges focus on everyday issues such as digestion, nutrition, or lifestyle habits. Asif Choudhury emphasizes clarity and simplicity, avoiding technical language. His goal is to help others understand how basic choices affect health without creating anxiety or dependence. Prevention remains a central theme in how Asif Choudhury thinks about wellness. He believes that understanding risk factors and early warning signs empowers people to take action before problems escalate. This perspective informs many of the conversations he has with others. Asif Choudhury often highlights the value of routine screenings, balanced diets, and attention to family health history. These topics are discussed in a general and educational manner, reinforcing the idea that awareness is a shared responsibility. By keeping discussions accessible, he helps others feel informed rather than overwhelmed. Diet is one of the areas where Asif Choudhury applies his background most naturally. He recognizes how food choices influence digestion, energy levels, and overall health. Rather than promoting restrictive plans, he focuses on moderation and consistency. Asif Choudhury encourages thoughtful eating habits that align with cultural traditions and personal preferences. He understands that sustainable change comes from respecting individual lifestyles. His perspective helps others see diet as a supportive tool rather than a source of pressure. Beyond physical health, Asif Choudhury values mental well-being as an essential component of wellness. He recognizes the connection between stress, emotional health, and physical outcomes. This understanding shapes how he approaches daily life. Mindfulness, reflection, and maintaining perspective are practices Asif Choudhury encourages through example. He believes that slowing down and paying attention to mental states can improve decision-making and resilience. These ideas are shared casually in conversation, reinforcing their relevance to everyday challenges. Asif Choudhury has long believed in the power of education as a form of service. Even outside formal roles, he continues to engage with community members through discussions, talks, and shared learning experiences. These interactions focus on building understanding rather than delivering instruction. By sharing general health knowledge, Asif Choudhury helps bridge the gap between complex medical concepts and practical application. His approach respects the autonomy of others while offering tools to make informed choices. A defining feature of Asif Choudhury's approach is his avoidance of authority-based influence. He does not frame advice as directives. Instead, he offers context and perspective, allowing others to draw their own conclusions. This method empowers individuals to take ownership of their health. Asif Choudhury understands that lasting change comes from personal motivation rather than external pressure. His role is to inform and support, not to instruct. Years of professional experience gave Asif Choudhury a deep understanding of how health intersects with daily life. That understanding now informs how he relates to others. He appreciates the complexity of individual circumstances and avoids one-size-fits-all thinking. This grounded approach makes his insights relatable. People recognize that his perspective comes from both knowledge and lived experience. As a result, conversations feel supportive rather than clinical. The influence of Asif Choudhury today may be less visible than during his clinical years, but it remains meaningful. Through everyday interactions, he continues to contribute to public awareness and personal well-being. His impact unfolds through shared meals, thoughtful conversations, and example. Asif Choudhury demonstrates that medical wisdom does not lose value outside professional settings. When applied thoughtfully, it can enhance daily life and strengthen community connections. Helping others does not always require formal roles or titles. Asif Choudhury embodies this idea through his approach to wellness education. By meeting people where they are and sharing knowledge generously, he continues to support healthier choices. This reframing allows him to remain engaged without overstepping boundaries. It reflects respect for both knowledge and individual autonomy. Asif Choudhury offers a model for how professional experience can evolve into broader public benefit. By integrating medical insight into everyday life, he remains a thoughtful voice for wellness and awareness. His approach shows that education, when shared with care and humility, continues to empower long after formal practice ends.